Statement from Coach, and then raise your hand for questions, please. Coach?
It's good to get started. I'll be clear. I wasn't happy in the first half. The guys wanted to play, and maybe they were just almost too excited to play. But I just didn't think we were defending. I didn't think we were putting the things together that we've been doing in practice, especially the last. They've been really good in practice this week, and most of the preseason, to be honest, with the exception of the week before. So I thought we'd come out and defend the way we did in the second half and the first half. So I was pretty dang fired up about it, and I was not planning on getting that into it this early. But I wasn't pleased in the first half. I was much more pleased with the focus and effort in the second half. I thought we defended the ball screen in the second half so much better, where it was really frustrating there for a little bit, which was frustrating because we spent a lot of time on it. But I thought they made the adjustment, and I liked some of the effort plays, and that's what it's got to be about here, guys. I mean, I love coaching here because this is a place when you get a dunk, they love it, but you dive on the floor with 3 or 4 guys, this place goes bananas, and that's what I'm about. And I thought our team did a little bit better job of that in the second half. But I mean, guys, I don't like Arkansas Pine Bluff getting 9 offensive rebounds in our gym. I know that you look at the numbers, we're the more athletic team. And listen, they've had some injuries and stuff. They'll be okay when they get to their league. They got a tough schedule, but we're the more athletic team. We're the bigger team, the faster team. So with a deeper team, I expect us to be great on the backboards. So I didn't like they got 9 offensive rebounds. I didn't like some of our communication defensively, but again, I thought the guys responded well, and certainly it's good to see them have some good moments and put some things together.
Jizzle looked like he was kind of maybe, like you said, a little too amped up early. What's it say about his growth that he kind of settled in and said, okay, if my shot's not falling, I'm going to get 10 assists, I'm going to get guys involved and kind of play more of a floor game?
12 and 10, that's what point guards do. And I thought when he was really excited to play. Did he say that up here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's the Jizzle James, guys. He's everything you want in a player. I mean, work ethic, bought in, coachable, and honest as can be. I don't think he knows how to be dishonest. I mean, he said it to me. I said, you got to get others involved. We're settling too much. And he said, I was just really excited. I mean, just dead honest in the middle of the game. So appreciate honest. And I thought when he settled down and started playing the way we've seen him play all off season, I thought he was terrific at point guard, especially in the second half.
Tonight, a pretty good representation of what Connor Hickman will do for you.
Yeah, we've said it to you guys a number of times, and some of you guys have been in practice. He's a good player. It was nice to see him both good on and off the ball tonight. With Day out, that's his ability to play both on and off is really important. And I thought he did a nice job of sliding between 2 positions.
Seamus has been getting downhill significantly more. How much after last season did you challenge him to do that, or was that something that he's been wanting to do basically the entire time he's been here at Cincinnati?
I think if we look back, Josh Leffler was on our staff last year. He's now the head coach at Loyola. We had some conversations talking offense in the summer, not this summer, the summer before, talking about Seamus is one of the better players on our team in action and off the bounce. So I think we've known that for a long time, but he's improved, and he's become more of a complete player. He always had that ability, but I think you can see the skill levels improved, his comfort level. Now, you can see guys when they're in their second year in a program, you can see he's so much more comfortable on offense than he was this time last year. But he's improved, and he's got to keep improving and keep getting better defensively. Like, he got beat on that back cut to start the game, and he was mad at himself, which I liked, because I was mad at his butt. But I thought he was pretty good tonight with the ball in his hands, guys. There's no doubt about that.
50% from 3 and 57% from the free throw line. Those numbers usually aren't kind of correlated together.
Oh boy.
Is that, do you attribute that to maybe the excitement and just first game jitters? Because you guys you've noted you have worked on that throughout the offseason heavily.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Rayvon and Dan in the second half finally strung together some eggs, or it would have sounded worse than that, wouldn't it? I mean, at one point it was like 1 for 9. Am I right? You know, I think it was 1 for 9. I don't even usually count like that, but I had to turn around one time and say, "What the hell are we from the free throw line?" You know, because it ain't good. No, I think like we talked about earlier, this is a good group of kids. They want to play the right way. They want to do well. I think there were some jitters there early. And then I thought we settled in and made them after that, and that's why the number went from 1% to, you know, something a little better than that. But I did think that we had some good possessions where we missed and we rebounded on the free throw line, and that's, you know, hopefully even if you do miss, you're in good position to rebound on a free throw box out.
Coach, 6 guys in double figures tonight. How much as a coach do you enjoy seeing your guys spread the wealth like that?
I just think that's got to be and I think AP's at 9 points, right? So close to 7. But I think, you know, good teams are going to have a lot of guys that can put the ball in the basket. And, you know, we have a lot of guys that can do that. So the more important thing than the total points scored is the assisted baskets. And I haven't studied the stat sheet yet, but we had 27 assists. I think that's more important. And I think if people make the right decision all year and play the right way, we'll have nights that different guys score it. But you give guys a chance when all 5 on the floor play the right way. It wasn't perfect by any stretch. We got a lot of work to do, but there was some good possession sharing the ball that we can build off of.
Dylan Mitchell's taken 10 threes in his career, took 2 tonight. Is that something that you're wanting to see from him more this season?
Yes, we believe in his shot. I mean, he's made them in practice. You know, they came out playing off of him, and I was kind of waiting for him to get a couple up. And you know, you want him to go in the real game because we've seen it happen in practice, and it's so good for his confidence. But yeah, guys, he's gonna make threes this year. I'm not worried about that at all.
Skillings ended last year with 8 straight double-doubles. He got another one today to start off the year. What have been your thoughts on him just as a player as a whole?
Yeah, you know, like I like the line, but I'm looking at a lot more than the line. I think the world of Daniel Skillings. I think his ceiling is like through the roof high. So let me preface it by saying that nobody's a bigger fan of his game and what he's capable of doing on a basketball court than me, and I want more. I'm still not happy. I was on his butt tonight, and I will continue to be, and it's because of how good I think he's already good, but how great I think he could be. And so, no, I'm not happy with him yet. And that's not demeaning him. That's actually the greatest compliment I could say, because he ain't even scratching the surface of how good he could be. And there's 10 things tonight that I didn't like, but I liked how he went to the offensive board. I thought he really got on the offensive board. I haven't looked down how many he had on the offensive board. Yeah, he had 5 off 11 rebounds. Like, I liked that. But I thought if he ran every possession, he could have gotten a couple more easy baskets, right? I thought he got out of position on defense. Like, if you want the truth, and I try not to lie up here, but I say all that, and I'm hard on him because I think he could be great. So we still got some work to do to get to great, but he did some good things.
How great was it to see Griffith and Betsy get action tonight and score some points?
Yeah, you know, like Tyler's a guy that you guys can see it, right? Like I'm out. If you're if you know what you're looking at. I mean, his ability's just wild. Like 6'8", 6'9", shoots it at a high clip, smart. He moves on defense. I mean, I thought he had a really nice block on the baseline tonight where he was a little out of position. He's smart and he's trying. Like, it's just a matter of if not when type of thing. If he keeps his approach the way it is. But I think he can really add to our team this year. I've said that all along. Like, it's hard for freshmen to impact college basketball in the Big 12. Like, I think I saw something, 14 McDonald's All-Americans last year transferred. It's hard for freshmen in today's college basketball. I don't care who you are. He's good enough. He's good enough, and he has the right intangibles to impact the Big 12 as a freshman, and I thought he showed some of that tonight. It was probably good for him to get his first game. And then, you know, Ray, I can't play everybody, because if you do that, right, if you play everybody, and we're trying to give guys chances, but if you play everybody, you end up not playing some guys but playing them. Like you put them in but you pull them right out. That's not fair. So we're going to do it differently game to game here, but we chose to give Ray his segments in the second half instead of the first half. It'll be different probably in the next game. But I thought, like he's been, when he got in, he made some good things happen. So that if Ray keeps it up, he's going to find his way to impact this team over the course of the year for sure.
People might have been a little surprised to see number 65 check in at the end of the game. Can you just take us through the process of getting him cleared to go and getting him out there for a little bit tonight at the end?
Yeah, so the whole plan with Halveen, was just he wasn't cleared to play, but cleared to practice. This is before we took him, and we took him really late, as you guys know, and we just thought, it would be really healthy to have some depth in practice, and so that like AP and AZ weren't just getting worn down because we're deep in all these other positions. So we could stay competitive, but we wouldn't run those guys into the ground, and then we could develop a young player. We thought watching the tape, he was the captain of his French national team. We thought there's a guy that we have him all year. He's going to help us in practice, and we can develop him and redshirt him kind of the old school way. When Tyler McKinley's injury occurred, we submitted a waiver based on some information that we found out about. Some of the reason he wasn't eligible in the first place, and it got cleared. So I thought that was really, really good news for the depth in our front court. And by the way, he's been thrown into a very difficult situation because he got here, and him and I were laughing about it in the locker room last week. But guys, when he got here, he speaks like no English, and I speak no French, and that's a bad combination when you started practice already. That's hard because I can't help him with the French, and he can't understand what I'm saying. And it's not the summer where there's time, and we're right kind of in the middle of it. So he's starting to learn English, so he's starting to understand and practice a little bit better. One of the neatest things is watching Aziz coach him. Aziz will coach him in French in practice. So when I'm installing something or explaining something, Aziz will be translating in his ear, which has been really cool. It's cool to watch guys help each other on a team. That's what it's about. But his English is getting better, and he's understanding better, and he's improving. And I think those first 2 or 3 weeks here were really hard. Getting thrown into a difficult situation. He's getting better and better, and if he keeps improving, he adds some important depth to our front court.
Yeah, talk about some of the passing. There was some really great passing, especially along a perimeter in the second half. Just talk about how that's kind of developed over the season with all the new people on your team.
It's something that the pace that we're trying to play and the way that we want to share the ball has been a big emphasis in the summer and the fall for us. And again, we're trying to do that without putting the ball in jeopardy. And I thought there were some good moments there tonight, and there were some moments that weren't so good.
Kind of going back to Halveen, you talked about him getting here late, obviously the tough situation. What are your overall expectations for him? Can you have the same expectations for Halveen that you have for the rest of the roster, just knowing that whole situation?
I don't know yet. I think if you'd have asked me 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know he was going to be able to play in games this year, but I was pleased with how he was practicing and improving. So it's a different scenario. I'm still trying to unpack it. He just found out yesterday, right? I'm unpacking it myself. But again, in our last couple weeks of practice, he's had some really good moments, and we took him because we thought he could play here. We just didn't think it'd be for a year. He's got to keep working and keep improving, and it's important for our depth. You guys know in this league, you got to have depth at every position, and I think he gives us that in the front court now, especially without Tyler McKinley.
Final question.
Wes, you mentioned it last week about the importance of Barrington Page being better in January compared to what we are here in November. You look down at the stat line tonight, 9 points. He was all over the floor, defensive, getting down for the loose balls as well. What did you think of his performance tonight as well?
Guys, I love Barrington Page. I just light up like a Christmas tree when you guys talk about him. How fun is he? He's fun, right? I've been, we got a lot of work on. My mind's not on the dang score, how many you said. My mind's on we got the work. But you want to talk about AP, I'll have some fun. I think he could be so special. I'm so excited about him. And I thought tonight, if you're watching, you got to see why I'm excited. He can really move. He's got great hands. He's got great touch and feel. He's smart as a whip, and he plays hard. Like, he can play with the motor. I don't know if we would have said that in the summertime. You know, the deal with him now is, can we do it consistently? But I'll say this: he is so much better than he was 2 weeks ago. And he was so much better 2 weeks ago than he was 4 weeks ago. And he just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And if that trend continues, because he's been working his butt off, boy, he's going to be really good and really important to this team. But I'm really excited about him. Really excited about him. And I'm just so pleased with his improvement over the last month.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Next one.